Hello, I'm glad you came to listen to a story today. My name is Rae, and I live here in Scottsbluff. And I've got a lovely book to share with you. I'm going to read it, but I'll also show you some of the pictures. Here's the very first one of a very snowy winter, beautiful day with the shape of the trees. But the story begins now. It's called The Christmas Visitor, and it begins, the village street was empty and still. Snow drifted silently from the darkening midwinter sky, and a few birds huddled together in the bare trees. There was no one about. Who would venture outside in this cold, especially when there was news to share by the fireside? News that a king would visit that night. Suddenly a door opened. Someone came out and stared up and down the street. It was Simon, the richest man in the village, looking for the royal procession, wanting to make sure it would stop at his house. But nothing came. Here's a picture of the house, and there's Simon in this picture down here, just looking to see what's going on. Now turn the page. Simon went back indoors and called to his wife, Sarah. I'm expecting a visitor, he told her. Put a candle in every window to help him find us. Then go and cook a meal fit for a king. Simon's wife was weak and ill. Slowly and painfully, she went from one room to the other, placing a lighted candle on every windowsill. There he's telling his wife what to do, and there are the stairs. She's going up to put candles in all the windows. As Sarah came to the last window, she heard a loud knocking. She hobbled to the door and opened it. Beautiful big house they had. All the windows all lit up. On the doorstep stood a tall, thin man dressed in rags. I seek shelter for myself and my newborn son, he said. Will you let us in? Simon looked at the stranger's ragged clothes and said, I have no beggars in my house. You would be well rewarded for your kindness, said the man. Huh, you're rich then, are you? Said Simon scornfully. I can give you the greatest gifts of all, but I have no money, the stranger replied. A poor beggar, just as I thought, said Simon. I can't have the likes of you loitering around. I'm expecting an important and wealthy guest. Be off with you. Oh, Simon, said Sarah, we cannot send this poor man out into the cold without at least giving him something to warm his stomach. With that, Sarah led the stranger inside and brought him food and drink. Then she offered him her shawl. Take it, she said, gazing at him. It's all I have to give. And here you see her giving her shawl to this strange man inside the house. Simon doesn't really approve. Let me have this also, said the stranger, gently taking her stick away. You no longer need it. Then he turned and went out of the house. Simon stared at his wife. What has happened to you? You're standing so straight. I am well again, she exclaimed. The pain is gone. The stranger has healed me. Impossible, said Simon. He was only a beggar. Suddenly Simon remembered the stranger's words. I can give you the greatest gift of all. Could he have been the king in disguise? "What have I done?" he cried. "I must bring him back." He put on his cloak and boots and ran after the stranger. And there's Sarah standing upright, not needing her stick anymore. And Simon's really looking very perplexed about that. And off he goes. Simon heard someone calling his name from far away. He followed a trail of footprints in the snow, but didn't find the stranger. Instead, he saw an old woman crying. On any other night, Simon would have turned and walked straight past her. But now, to his surprise, he stopped and asked, "What's the matter?" "I am so cold," she moaned. Simon remembered the stranger's great gift to Sarah and his own rudeness, and suddenly ashamed, he wrapped his cloak around the old woman, then hurried on. There, the picture there. And it's a little dark maybe, but you can see it, I think, all right. Next, Simon found a small boy, and he was crying too. The boy had no shoes, and his feet were red with cold. Once again, Simon was surprised by his own reaction. There's Simon, and there's a little boy, and you see him under the tree, with no shoes on his feet. Simon immediately pulled off his own boots and warm socks and gave them to the boy. Barefoot now, Simon walked off without waiting to be thanked. Again, someone called his name. This time it sounded closer, but still he saw no one, so he kept following the tracks in the snow. You can see the boy with those big boots on over here, and there's Simon going on there with no shoes. When Simon had walked a little farther, he found an old man sitting under a tree. The man had no coat and was shivering. Without hesitating, Simon took off his own jacket and gave it to him. Now Simon was so cold that he was in pain, but the pain didn't seem to matter much. Inside him was a warmth he'd never known before. Again, someone called his name. This time the voice seemed to come from just ahead of him. See him there with his no shoes on his feet. It's cold. There stood the stranger that Simon had turned away. Now he was dressed in rich blue robes, no longer a beggar, but a king, with a radiance that shone all around him. The king said, "Simon, you've passed the test I set for you. Follow my footprints a little farther, and you will find my son waiting for you." Some nice pictures there of the old man again, all dressed up. Simon did as he was told. He followed the footprints. There they are, and came into a stable. Inside was a newborn child, cradled by straw, lying in a manger. The stable glowed with warm light. Awed and afraid, Simon knelt and began to pray. Then the child looked up and welcomed him with a smile that filled Simon's heart with peace and love and joy, which are indeed the greatest gifts of all. And again, the same picture of the trees with the snow coming down. Thank you for listening.